You know, I'm in a classroom. I'm in a college classroom. There were shootings at Virginia Tech. I love my colleagues. I don't want them carrying guns.
Yeah.
I don't want them carrying guns in the hallway. Someone's going to leave one somewhere, let alone the fact that the possibilities for workplace violence.
Okay, look, I'm looking at you. I can tell if you're carrying a gun. Every student will be looking around, where's the gun?
Exactly.
Where's the gun? Its bulge is here. You can't hide a real gun.
You have an administration that has made it abundantly clear they want to keep certain people out of this country. And once you make it clear that, like, hey, I'm not going to buy this house, I'm not going to work with you one way or another, it's very difficult to come up with anything. Now, what's fascinating is there are enough Republicans and Democrats in the House and Senate that they could pass a bill that is veto-proof, but they don't seem to have the backbone to do that because Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan are afraid of offending the president. And that's the problem. You remember a couple years ago the Ray Rice situation, right? You had this athlete that there had been reports of domestic abuse and the league doesn't do anything about it until it's visual. Why do we have to have a picture, right? I mean, now look, allegations aren't the only reason you should lose your job. There should be an investigation. But if there is an investigation, can't we just believe women? Can't we just believe the words that women express? Does there have to be some sort of graphic, embarrassing photo before people are compelled to actually do the right thing? And what really concerns me, whether it's Podsner or the accusations against Bannon by his old wife or accusations against the president by his previous wives, is you can't tell me you can't find other qualified people. I'm pretty confident.
The vast majority of men have not abused women.
Exactly, exactly. I'm pretty sure you can find people who don't have this in their background, and so it leads me to believe that they don't care. Or that they don't believe women and that they're willing to keep these people anyway. Related to him. And Joy, I thought this earlier in the week. I saw him speak about this shooting. He spoke for 6 minutes. That's it, 6 minutes. That's less time that he spent talking about NFL players. That's less time that he spent defending Porter. Like 6 minutes, like Dougie Fresh. Like that, he spent no time on anything that's important except talking about himself. This is not really about mental health. Okay, and I'm really concerned about this idea of always using that as a red herring.
Yes.
Look, if a woman has been abused and she's depressed and she buys a gun to feel safe, I don't want her to be denied because she's suffering through depression. This is about the radicalization of young people, and this is about guns. The history of this country and African-American history is about the people you haven't heard of, the small community activists. I want to talk about Ida Clark, who passed away in 2006 at 84 years old. She was twice widowed. She lived through the Newark riots in the 1960s. She lived through housing discrimination in the 70s and 80s, became an advocate for senior housing, affordable senior housing for people of all colors. She served as housing commissioner in Newark for 20 years. She fought twice against Cory Booker being elected mayor, but upon her passing, he actually sent a bouquet of flowers to her funeral, as well as letters and commendations from John Corzine, who was the governor at the time. It's that kind of person who builds our cities, who saves our communities.
Ida Clark.
Ida Clark.
Can you Google her?
Yes, you can.
Good.
And she was my grandmother.
Oh.